Hey everyone, it's Renee with Truepath here for another connected parenting segment. And today we're going to talk about how to develop your own parenting philosophy. So, what I mean by that is how to develop some guidelines for yourself based on your own values so that you're consciously parenting instead of just winging it every day, which most of us do anyway. But at least it will give you something to fall back on in order to um, help you make decisions throughout the day as to how you want to be as a parent. You know, you want to be able to look back on how you parented and feel pretty good, like you consciously parented. You didn't just kind of fall into some old patterns. You know, most of us, when we start becoming parents, we either do the very opposite of what our parents did, like we're consciously doing the opposite, or we just fall into patterns that our parents did with us, and we're not really consciously thinking about it. You know, it's good to consciously decide what things did I grow up with that I want to take into my parenting style, and what things do I want to leave because I don't agree with that, or I didn't appreciate that. So that's really important. So it's just going to be based on your values and what you think is important. Um, so some examples, I'll give you just some of mine. These are based on some of my values that I went by in teaching my or raising my kids, was to teach, not punish. So when you're thinking about consequences, which is one of the hardest things to come up with when your kids are misbehaving, it's hard to think of, oh, like what's a good consequence for this? If you start to think, how am I going to teach them something, either a skill or that this isn't morally right or this isn't safe? How am I going to teach them that and not just punish? Because punishing, in my view, is good in the moment. It maybe creates a bit of fear or some behavioral modification in the moment, but you're going to have to keep doing that over and over again because they're not actually learning what it is that you want them to learn for the next time. So teach, don't punish was kind of a guiding principle of mine as I was going through, and it helped me to figure out what consequences to put in place. Another one would be prioritizing your own self-care. You know, I kind of felt like it was being a role model. It was, you know, if you're happy, then your kids are going to be happy. And also kind of like taking the time to meditate, exercise, journal, even getting your own therapy to talk about maybe some family of origin issues. That's really going to help because then you're not just, you know, unconsciously going along with those old patterns. When kids trigger us, and they definitely trigger us because we're so emotionally invested, when emotions are running high, when stress is high, when you haven't had a lot of sleep, you just go on autopilot. And so you want to be able to be really aware of what you're doing, that's maybe coming from a deeper place. So whatever you can do, talk with friends, journal about that. Writing, I find, is great for that kind of thing. And yeah, getting some help from a professional is good too. Another one would be respecting your kids. You know, they're people and they're their own unique individual. They're not our property. They're not, you know, something to control. When I was first starting out as a parent, I was quite controlling, I would say, because I had high anxiety and stress, and so I was trying to control everything too much. So that's one of the things I developed over time, was to let go of control and remember that these are little human beings with their own free will and their own unique, you know, destiny. in this life. They're here to learn what they're here to learn. So allowing them to be their own unique individual with respect. And I really believe that you give respect to get respect. I don't believe that kids should just automatically respect adults. Kids know when an adult is being a jerk. So kids are pretty smart. So if you can be a role model for kids and earn respect, and you can be the structure for the child, and do your due diligence with children and be there for them, all that stuff, that earns respect. But I also think giving respect helps you earn respect as well. It models respect for them. So so those are just a few of my guiding principles, and I really think it's important to sit down and write that out. Come up with a few points about, like, how do I want to be remembered as a parent? What do I want my kids to say down the road when they're in therapy? How do you want them to remember you? What do you want them to remember about their childhood and how you handled things? So yeah, sit down and write out a few points that help guide you in your decision making as a parent. Okay, if you have suggestions for other topics that you like, or you have questions, please comment below, or you can get a hold of me. You can follow me on Instagram or Facebook. You can email me. I'd love to hear from you. If you'd like a private session, I can do that too. I'm taking bookings. So if you liked this video, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate that. And have a great day.